and welcome to Food Network Obsessed. I'm your host, Jamie Sire, and this time you can actually see me. That's right, we're officially turning on the cameras and spotlighting your favorite chefs, creators, and Food Network stars. If you're listening to this, feel free to hop on over to YouTube and finally see what all of this noise looks like. And while you're there, or if you're already here, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And on today's show, we are coming out of the gate swinging. We're kicking things off with Food Network royalty. She is a two-time Tournament of Champions winner, a fierce competitor, a thoughtful mentor, and someone who has built a restaurant empire in the heart of Nashville. You've seen her dominate in the arena, lead her team to victory on BBQ Brawl, and now she's headed somewhere very different, a remote island. It's the one, the only, the queen, Maneet Chauhan.
Thank you so much. You know what, Jamie?
I feel like we need like a confetti or like
drum
a horn.
roll or something of that sort. You know what? Just keep on talking. You're doing wonders for my ego. I'll just sit and relax. Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank
Third
you.
time on the show. Things have changed a little bit though. Maneet, how does it feel to be part of our very first video podcast episode?
I am so excited. I mean, listen, Jamie, like our conversations are always so much fun and they are so easy. And you managed to dig information from me, which even I didn't know I had. I mean, like you're absolutely fantastic. So I'm very curious to discover more things about myself. Thanks to you.
I love that. I do feel like in retrospect, we maybe missed out on a very good opportunity for you to saber a champagne bottle now that we are on video and you are very much known for that. So we'll have to do that another time, when we meet in person.
You know
right?
what? That's when we meet in person, because the most important part of sabering is to make sure that we finish the bottle after that.
Of course.
And I need you here for that. That's what it's all about.
Okay. Well, whenever we graduate to like an in-person back here on the couch podcast, we'll for sure have you sabering and we'll be cheersing with champagne instead of water, right?
It's a date. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, we could not think of a better first guest to join us here on our first video episode. So in the spirit of Food Network Obsessed, I'm curious, what are you obsessed with right now? It doesn't have to be food, but it can be music, TV, books, whatever. Dealer's choice. What's Maneet obsessed with at the moment?
I'm telling you, at the present moment, I'm obsessed with this entire ping pong happening between BBQ Brawl and chopped Castaway.
Oh.
You know, there are things that you do which you're excited about. And then there are things that once you've done it, you are so amazed at yourself that this has actually happened. And you leave feeling so enriched and so fulfilled. And that's exactly what happened. Like, if you ask me that, which one did you enjoy more? I'll be like, you'll be asking me who my favorite kid is, right? It's just been such an incredible. And so that's when I got this opportunity to have this discussion with you. People see what is on screen, what has been captured, but the layers and layers under that is like, it's just incredible and so wondrous. And I can't wait to discuss all of that with you.
Yes, we are going to dive all into that for sure. But like you said, like I feel like every time I see your Instagram story, I mean, you were on a plane somewhere. You have a million shows. You're all over the network, as we just covered, travel, restaurants. What does your life actually look like right now? Like if we took all of these cameras, all the ones from Food Network, and turned them on you in your daily life, like what are we seeing on a daily basis?
So get up in the morning, get both the kids ready, drop them to school, then come back over here, still in my pajamas. That's the truth. While I was trying to put lipstick, put on earrings so that we could get on this, the podcast, and then, go to work,
And that's different all the time, right? Like it depends.
Every day is different. And I think that's what I love about what I do, is that there are no 2 days which are the same. Figure out what's going on at work, come back, pick up the kids, be mommy, if Vivek and I have time, go out for a date night. And our favorite thing to do, like when you say that, what am I into, is pretty much sitting in front of the TV, watching a Bollywood movie, and just chilling, which doesn't happen very often. But yeah, that's a normal day in my life.
What does dinner time look like? Like, who's cooking? Are you cooking? Are the kids helping out? Like, what does that like chaos look like on a nightly basis?
Our dinner time is really early. So 5:30, our son is
I
like,
love that.
I am hungry.
Uh-huh.
And whenever I'm cooking with a vengeance because I'm not here for a very long time and I'm particular about what the kids get to eat. So it's usually Vivek and me who are cooking together. The kids, we are shouting at them, finish your homework. Take a, have a bath, like, come on, let's go. Right. So that is what is going on weekends. If the kids, like when we are cooking something really elaborate, they really love to join us because it's a time of a lot of questions. Why are we do the question answer game depending on what the kids are interested in. So that's basically what it is. But I'm telling you, when I start cooking, it's production. It's like when instead of making 2 rotis, they are like 50 rotis all over because I'm making and freezing and making, like, prepping. The chef in me never
Mm-hmm.
leaves.
I love that. And I just love your family and just how close you guys are. And they've been obviously watching you compete for years now. They've seen you win, they've seen you lose, they've seen you judge, do all of it. At this point, do they think what you do is cool, or are they just like, whatever, mom's on TV, I don't care?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what
I'm
it
like,
is.
I'm like, at times when they are, if I'm telling them something and they're like, no, we're not going to do it. I'm like, do you know who I am? They're like, yeah, mommy. So there is nothing more, like what gets you down to earth than your kids who don't care about what you've achieved or whatever it is, right? Like I was telling my daughter the other day, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this TEDx talk. Do you want to come along with me? She's like, yeah, I'll see if my schedule is available. I'm like,
Mom's doing a TED talk. She's like, maybe
yeah,
I'll see.
whatever.
I'll see if my schedule
Yeah,
allows for it.
allows for it. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what are you doing? Like crochet? Okay.
You talked about work as well. Obviously, you have just taken over in Nashville in a very, heartwarming way, I would say. You've built this incredible restaurant presence, empire there. But the city itself, meanwhile, has also exploded into a food destination. We'll give you, obviously, some of that credit. But what has it been like watching Nashville grow while you're building your own thing there?
It's been absolutely incredible because, you know, I always say that Nashville is a music city because of the audience.
Mm.
And now Nashville has become a foodie city because of the audience. They give us the opportunity to explore different flavors, to go ahead and be bold, not to hide. Like, to me, the fact that I can serve Indian food in Nashville and it is beloved by all is incredible, right? And I get that opportunity because guests come to the restaurant, because they allow us the opportunity to show off our art, our, craft. And I think that is what's incredible. So I have seen, they are big chefs who are coming to Nashville, and then they are chefs who've had food trucks, and they have the opportunity to explore it and show it around to the world. And I think that's what makes it so exciting. So whatever side of, this entire incredible like food spectrum that you want to be on, like, is it hole in the wall places, mom and, pop run places, you can walk in and get delicious food, or you want a really fancy night out, you have that. And it gives me goosebumps to be a part of that tapestry, right? Like, this is what it is. And we are just celebrating each other. And it's very exciting to be a part of that.
No, it's super exciting. And obviously new restaurants popping up all the time. You mentioned, date nights as well. Where was like the last place you went for date night, and what's on your next, bucket list for date night in Nashville?
The last date night, now that because we have kids,
Yeah.
date nights at times really involve them. But Mother's Day, we went to this place which has been around for quite some time. It's called Barcelona, and it's got tapas. And Vivek and I actually in 10 days are going to be in Barcelona. So
Oh, perfect.
we were like, you know what, let's start in Barcelona and Nashville and then end up in the, real Barcelona. And it was lovely. And that's how we love to eat. We order, an obscene amount of food and taste everything and just like, and that's why the kids are so adventurous because, they look at the menu. We're like, what do you want? And the first thing they're like, octopus. We're like, they're our kids. This is amazing. So it's incredible.
I love that. I studied abroad in Barcelona. I've also been to the Barcelona in West Hartford, which I think is the same like restaurant group. So I co-sign on all of that, and I'm excited to hear all about your guys's Barcelona trip when you get back. You've described your food as being kind of about where you're from and also where you are right now. Obviously, India and the South coming together in this beautiful marriage. When you are creating dishes, how do you balance tradition with evolution with this just tastes good?
I think I have reached the stage. I think, cooking is such an evolution, right? It is a very personal story to you. So I know that as a young chef, all I wanted to do was prove to the world that I am a good chef, right? Mm-hmm. If that meant tweezer cuisine, then so it is, right? Like it was really an interesting progression. And then as I get older, the more I realize is, why am I doing this? And to me, I'm doing this is because once a person takes a bite, and if they have that aha moment, the wow moment, then I have achieved something. And now it is like, I'm not going to overthink things, right? It's going to be instincts. And, the interesting part, Jamie, is I think I learned that from competition cooking.
Really?
Right? Because I realized that the times that I won was because I was following my instinct. I was tasting something that this is great. And within a couple of minutes, you come up with the idea and you just follow your instincts. And I say that if I had, or my winning dish, the last time I won TOC, the winning dish, if I had gotten 2 days to come up with that dish, it would have not been the same dish. And I don't know if it would have carried the same impact. So I do think that our instincts go a really long way. And it's not that the instincts are just pure whimsy. The instincts come from years and years of practice, of repetition, of learning things. And, like at that moment, what comes to your mind, what resonates with you is incredible. So I think to me, it is more instinct. It is, this is who I am. This is authentic Maneet. And you're going to get that on the plate. It might not be authentic Indian that you think that authentic Indian is, right? But it is authentic Maneet, and that's what you'll get. And I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that.
You mentioned earlier that, just the idea that you can be so successful, cooking Indian food in a place like Nashville. I'm sure you've opened a lot of people's eyes. I'm sure a lot of people are trying those flavors for the first time. Do you have any stories that you can recall where, somebody, gave you that compliment, kind of gave you that validation that you are on the right path and you're bringing these amazing flavors, to people that maybe wouldn't have been exposed to them otherwise?
To me, my favorite stories always are not the first generation, but the second generation Indians, right? So I'm talking about my kids, and they have grown up with flavors which their parents were cooking at home all the time. Mm-hmm. And they want to get their friends out to taste those flavors, but they are afraid that their friends will not understand these flavors. And they get them to Chauhan or to eat. And it is amazing how they taste something and they're like, this takes me back home. But their friends who've never had Indian food, they are also blown away by these flavors. And the fact that I can bridge that gap between what they've grown up with and what they are tasting for the first time, and both of them love it, but for different reasons. I think those are the conversations that we need to have in this world. I always say that what brings us closer is food. And if we can do that and have those conversations, then imagine how happy we all would be.
Yes, absolutely. I would be very happy if I was eating your food all the time. So I think that just also puts a smile on people's faces. And
Savoring and then dinner. Like we have an
what else do
entire
you need?
and then I'm going to make you see a Bollywood movie.
Yes,
Maybe
please.
we would dance at the songs. I'm telling you,
Oh.
our entire evening is completely planned.
Okay. What are we having for snacks though? Like are we making some popcorn? Are we having candy? Like what's like the movie snacks that we are watching for or that we are eating for Bollywood night?
Charts.
All
Yes.
the shots.
All
I
the
have I don't know if
charts.
you can see it. I have your
do see it.
cookbook up on the top there. Shot.
Yeah, but charts. I mean, that's Indian street food. This is the one thing which I do miss about, movie theaters over here. In India, when you go to movie theaters, intermission is chai and samosa.
I love that.
It's amazing.
I want that.
I'm telling you, over here, I'm like, who wants popcorns when you can? So now, and I'm going to get into so much trouble because I'm saying that, I actually make samosa sandwiches, and Vivek and I.
Samosa sandwiches.
Yeah, you take the samosa, you put it in, your favorite bread, your brioche or your burger bun. You have all the chutneys. So you have the tamarind chutney, you have the mint chutney, and you have the red spicy chutney, some bhujia, which is Indian deep fried, like chickpea noodles, that on top of it. That's the sandwich. And then I wrap it up. Oh, I'm such an Indian auntie. And then
love it.
I like Vivek and I, we are sitting in the last row of the movie theater.
Oh,
That
so you're
is
bringing these to the movie theater.
so much trouble.
Oh my God.
They are
I
going
love
to
this even more.
They are going to bag check me right now from now on. And we are sitting in the last row, with a drink in our hand and like having these sandwiches and, Indian food, the smell permeates and everybody is very like looking back at us like longingly, like, can we get a bite of that? And watching a Bollywood movie, like that's our date night.
Oh my gosh, that sounds absolutely epic and so much fun. And I definitely am going to crash your date night. We can do a double date with Justin.
Done.
All right.
Absolutely.
I love that. Well, one of the things I love about you, one of the things I love about you is that you can kind of go from like full chaos to just giving your complete attention to something, being completely present in the moment. And last time you were here, you said that you like to give 200% to whatever you're doing. So I'm curious, what part of your life are you giving 200% to right now?
Jamie, actually, that has changed this year.
It has. Okay.
Yes. So this year is my big 5-0.
Okay. Whoa.
So
really?
each and every moment is getting 500% off.
Oh, 500.
Not 200. 200, I was slacking. Now it's getting 500%.
Okay. So what's getting 500% right now?
Everything.
Everything. Just everything.
Everything. It's like the moment that I find myself in, I have realized that I need to enjoy it. There is everybody keeps on telling me that there is a power in no, but I think that the power of yes is even more powerful. So I just last night we came back from Healdsburg Wine and Food Experience, which was amazing. Day after tomorrow, Vivek and I are flying to Palermo, because, one of my restaurants is opening on Virgin Voyages. So we are doing Rome, Amalfi, Cannes, Ibiza, Barcelona.
Oh my gosh.
Then coming back, then going to Canada, then to Texas, then to Aspen, then to Hawaii. This is just June.
I am exhausted just hearing that list. Maneet.
Yeah. And then because it's both Vivek, it's Vivek's 50th also. But hey, I'm the louder one, so I get the most amount of oxygen.
Of course.
We grew up, like growing up in India, we just had, one channel, which whatever they wanted to show, they would show. But every year, the one thing which we would always watch is Wimbledon. So this year, Vivek and I are going to.
You're going? Oh my gosh. That's going to be so much fun.
Yes. And then from there, we are going to Scotland. So yeah.
When do you sleep again?
What's that word you speak about?
That's the thing that you do when at night there's like a pillow and like some blankets and then you close your eyes and then you get refreshed for the next day.
Oh, that I sit in a flight. They come and ask me what I want to drink and I ask them sparkling wine.
Of course.
And they always get me sparkling water and I'm like, no. I want the fermented kind. I have a glass of that and then I snooze.
I am jealous that you can sleep so well on planes. But that answers it. That is the mystery. Maneet just does all of her sleeping on all of the airplanes.
That's why I fly so often, because I need to catch up with my sleep.
All right. Well, actually, this segs right into our next little segment, which is we're calling Sip or Skip. So we're gonna need you to go all in and get 500% on this as well. Rules are simple. I'm gonna throw out a drink. If you're in, you say sip. If you're out, you say skip. All right. So spicy margarita. She's sipping, folks.
Oh, so I need to say it. Yes. Sip.
Well, yes, we are on YouTube, of course, but we are also still audio version for everybody that likes to listen on the go. So yeah, she is sipping the spicy margarita. Sparkling wine, but in a can.
Sip,
right? Yeah, there's some good stuff out there.
Please,
all right.
Absolutely.
Whiskey, neat, double.
Sip.
All right. What about a Bloody Mary?
Sip.
Okay, sip.
I mean, it really, all of these really depend on what time you're having it.
True.
Yeah. So Sunday afternoon brunch, absolutely sip.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do sip or skip Streets of Nashville edition. So, sweet tea.
Skip.
Really?
I know.
They're going to pull your Southern card.
I know.
I already know what you're going to say to this one, but a puncheon bag at Mockingbird.
Sip all day long.
For anyone that does not know, what is a puncheon bag?
So, punch in a bag. That's basically what it is. So
like a Capri Sun, like an adult Capri Sun.
Exactly. So in Mexico, actually, when you go, they sell the agua del dia, the water of the day in bags. And that's what we do over here. So it's a punch and it's in a bag and it's absolutely delicious.
All right. So you're sipping that. What about moonshine?
I'll sip it.
You'll sip it.
I'll sip it.
You're not drinking it all day. Yeah, you're not chugging it. All right. Speaking of chugging, what about a Busch Light on a bachelorette cart that rolls through Nashville?
Have I done it? Yes.
Yeah. So you need to do it again?
No.
Probably not.
No. Been there, done that. Life is all about experiencing things. And, some things you experience once, some things you want to experience again. But that was one and done.
All right. Well, I haven't been there in a while. Have those only increased, I'm sure, since the last time I've been in Nashville, those carts?
They definitely have.
They've taken over the city. From the Nashville streets to judging on a remote island, because apparently, the Chopped kitchen was not chaotic enough. Let's talk Chopped Castaways. All right. So this is 12 chefs get kind of dropped on this remote island. They have to build a working kitchen from basic ingredients or basic supplies, then cook entirely over open fire. So basically it's Chopped meets Survivor. Is that correct, Maneet?
Absolutely. On steroids.
Yes. What was your reaction when you first heard this concept?
I mean, I'm like, what? How are we going to do it? And, in all honesty, I still thought that it's still going to be a controlled environment till the time we reached the beach.
Episode 1.
Till the time we reached the beach. We're like, oh, there is nothing controlled about this environment over here. It was like, I still remember this is remote as remote gets, right? Literally, when you are being driven to the sets, you are off-roading. It's in the middle of the night. There are like forests all around. There is no light. There is probably wildlife walking around. And it's absolutely gorgeous and spectacular, but there's nothing. And then the first time, I posted a video of that when we all went to where they were actually doing the first round. There's nothing on the beach. Nothing. Literally nothing. I'm like, where are they going to cook? I still thought that there would be a kitchen, right? There would be something for them to cook. And they're like, no, they have to build their own kitchens. And I'm like, I am so glad I'm not competing and I'm judging over here. Mad respect for these 12 chefs. They were so tenacious, like incredible, so resourceful, mad respect for each and every one of them.
We love a behind the scenes moment here on the podcast. So my number one question after watching that first episode, where are y'all sleeping? That's what I want to know. Like, are people sleeping like on the beach, or are you going back in between episodes? Like how did that all, like the logistics work for that?
We judges got it easy.
Okay, I'm sure.
We were sleeping on a bed.
Okay.
But there were these tents around where you've got to see, like, literally the chefs, they had it. They were living the survivor life.
Wow.
It was incredible. And then there were times that we were getting glimpses of what is going on. And of course, you know how it is between the judges and the chefs.
Mm-hmm.
It is state and church. Like, we actually get to hang out with each other after everything is done.
That's fun.
Right? After the finale, not before that.
Okay.
But it was amazing. Like, we would, in between, we would go and we're like, oh, what's going on? This is fantastic. I mean, there was the local crew there was this one gentleman who would be climbing the coconut tree and getting fresh coconut for us.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm like, and then he was like with a machete and I'm like, can I try that? So I did. And I look at the video, I'm like, it is a miracle that I still have my thumb, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yikes. Wow. Okay. But I definitely was the person who asked everybody. I'm like, what's going on? Can I do this? Can I do this? Like, they used to pick me up. Like, my pickup later on in the show was 8:00, right? But I would ask the driver to pick me up at 6. And the lady who was doing my makeup, Catherine, she would come along with me, and I don't know Spanish. And we would stop at random places. Like, people are making empanadas. I'm like, can I make it with you? They're like, see. And I'm making empanadas with them. I learned how to make coconut bread. I learned how to make, catapias. Like, it was so enriching. It was the best time. Like, on camera, you see the best time, but off camera, incredible. So incredible. And the way they have captured everything. And it was a very difficult shoot, because suddenly it's bright, it's beautiful. Suddenly it would start raining, and the three of us, Gabe, Marcus, and I, would like just go over the plates, because we've got to still taste the food. Like, right. We are like trying to protect it so that no water goes over it. Wow.
No, it really is insane. In fact, because like you said, like, there's the elements that everybody's dealing with, but then, there's the building of the kitchen, and then there's these physical challenges like you would see on a show like Survivor. They're spearfishing, archery, just to get their basket ingredients. How did
swimming to the middle of the ocean to grab the basket? That was, I'm telling you, it was one of the most stressful episodes. Like, literally, there has to be a strong swimmer. And at that day, the currents were ridiculous, right? So there was like a moment, like they were swimming and getting the crate, which had the ingredient in it. And it was stressful. Like there was this one chef who's really buff, and he was swimming, couldn't even make it to there. He had to come back. The ambulance came, and like, it was this was, nothing was staged. Nothing that people are seeing was staged. This was actually happening. And the way they have captured it, like, I'm like, wow, yes, this actually happened. Amazing.
Speaking of all of that, how much did you take that into consideration when you are judging? I mean, obviously, all of the contestants, are exposed to the same elements, but just knowing like what they had to go through in order to get those dishes out to you guys, like, how much did you take that into consideration?
Jamie, in all honesty, we, like Gabe, Marcus, and I, Gabe, Marcus, Ted, and I, we were talking about how tough this entire setup is, that how difficult it's going to be. You know what really blew us away? This is some of the best food that we've had on Chalk.
Really? Stop.
I wish I was saying that was staged. I don't even know. You should, like, you saw the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
The food looked like it was fine dining. That it wasn't that they had to set up a kitchen, they had to build a fire, they had to go and had limited ingredients, limited time. I'm like, how did you guys do this? It just was, they pushed themselves and they showed up in the best way possible. They showed themselves up not only as incredible chefs, but they showed themselves up as being resourceful and being so incredible in getting all of these ingredients. It just was like some of the most delicious food. And I don't know if they'll be able to recreate that in their kitchen, giving a controlled environment. But they did it, and it was just delicious. Like I still remember after the first episode, like, or when the first episode was going on, Gabe, Ted, Marcus, and I, we were texting, we're like, "Oh, doesn't this look so good?" Like, we were so excited about it, and we still talk about how incredible the food was, and that I think was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's super impressive. Obviously, you mentioned your fellow judges, Marcus and Gabe. First of all, what was that dynamic like? And Ted too, as far as like, he's kind of like a de facto, like, fourth judge, I guess. But yeah, what's that dynamic like amongst all of you as the competition is unfolding?
The word that I would use is comfortable, right? And that usually doesn't happen in a lot of equations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marcus is, I mean, with Marcus, you can spend hours and hours just listening to his stories about how he traveled the world and everything. Like, he is so knowledgeable about, we're like, oh, he's like Caribbean food. Let me tell you about it. This is what it is. Over here, you get this and these are the spice blends and it's incredible. Gabe, on the other hand, again, such an international traveler. Like, Gabe and I had like we were riffing on each other like, like siblings, right? I'm like, Gabe, okay, this is enough. Ted, he was just like, it was so interesting to see him out of the studio environment. And every day I saw him, I'm like, this island life really suits you. He was as dashing as ever and just taking the entire environment so well. The synergy, I thought that the casting was beautiful because the synergy between the three of us was very seamless. The conversations were, everybody played a certain part and everybody got so much knowledge to it that it was amazing. It just, like, when everything falls into place, this was one of those equations that it actually so easily did.
Now, all of you are kind of known for having like your own distinct like fashion style. I'm curious who you thought had the best island style.
I mean, me, of course. I'm
Obviously,
just kidding. Yeah. Listen, it is so amazing. I think everybody got their unique style. Marcus was Marcus. Marcus, this is how he rolls out of bed, I'm sure, right? That's what it's like, Mr. Suave. Gabe has his flamboyance to it. Ted, I loved his like getting out of his suits and each and every shirt. I'm like, I'm going to steal that if I could fit into that. I leaned into Island Girl like nobody's business.
So
like
fun.
I had my flowy, dresses with flower in my hair, with my earrings. All of us had fun. We expressed ourselves to who we are and where we were. And I think it was really, and you can see that in each and every photograph, and it was amazing.
Speaking of earrings, like how many earrings do you actually like pack when you're going on a shoot like that where you're going to be gone for so long, because you are known amongst other things for your beautiful earrings? Like what does your earring bag look like?
Let's say that one suitcase is dedicated for my shoes, all my sparkly shoes,
of course,
my earrings, whatever accessories, and then there are a couple of bottles of champagne in it.
Of course. So wait,
which is what I did. Literally, so I'm celebrating my 50th by sabering 50 bottles.
Oh my
gosh. So I
love
literally, that. Each episode, I sabered a bottle somewhere on the sets. And then it started with a knife. Then Then there was an axe, which is going to be one of the episodes. Then the head of the local production company, he said, I heard you're doing the champagne thing. I'm like, yeah. He got me a machete. So I did it with a machete. So I do Saber Sundays. Like, I'm like, Saber Sunday, number 20 out of 50. Tune in for chopped Castaways. So it's like, yeah, it was amazing.
Obviously, you're going to have to saber one when it's time to tune in for this episode of Food Network Obsessed.
Yes.
As we established, we're going to do it in person anyway. So, well, obviously you've done everything on Food Network: competitor, judge, mentor, including, as we mentioned at the top, defending champion, team captain on BBQ Brawl. Yes, raise the roof, absolutely. But Maneet, there's a new captain on the ranch this year. Brooke Williamson in the mix, going from judge to captain. How did that affect the dynamics this season between the three of you?
It was so fun. I think it was, Brooke she's been dying to do this, right? And it was so much fun because as it is, Brooke and I, because we've competed on TOC, we've competed against each other a couple of times. And so we've got that camaraderie, that rivalry going on. But then Bobby and Brooke, that was a complete different, like, she's like, I will show you how it's done. I mean business. So I actually was loving that a lot because I'm like, I was like, listen, you love birds, you fight it out, while I in the side will just quietly do my stuff and get the win again. So you know what? You never know what happens. You guys will have to tune on to see how this glorious season like really ends. Will it be Maneet repeat? Will it be Bobby, just saying that, okay, I'm here and I'm going to win? Or Brooke, the judge turned captain. Let's see who's going to win.
I do like your strategy. Like, let them kind of like duke it out. You kind of quietly like do your own thing. But I am curious, like, because Brooke has been a judge on the show for so long and knows like what flavors work, what things work as far as when it gets to the judges table. Do you think that gives her maybe a little bit of an edge this season?
100%. Sorry. Let me repeat that. 500%. No questions about it. And that's why I was really, really worried when I came to know that it was Brooke, because she has, she's got an absolutely fantastic palate. She's an incredible chef. But I myself, from personal experience, have learned a lot more from judging. Right? Competing, yes, you learn, but it's the judging that you learn. You learn what not to do. You learn what combinations work. When you're sitting over there at the judges, table, you're looking at what the chefs are doing and you're like, I wouldn't do that. So when you are competing, you remember that. You're like, yeah, this is not going to work. So that's why I, in all honesty, am more afraid of Brooke than of Bobby.
All right. Well, hopefully Bobby's not listening to this.
You know what? Bobby knows that. Hey, listen, between us, Bobby's also more afraid of Brooke.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and he would say that, I'm sure.
Exactly. And both Bobby and I, we're on the same page when it comes to being afraid of Brooke.
I love that. How heated did it get on set between you three? Because you guys are all pretty competitive. And I would say you probably have the best trash talking game of the three. What is that dynamic? Is it actually competitive or is it more playful competitive?
It is competitive, but in the best spirit possible.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that we know that the trash talk it's more for camera. Right? That's basically what it is. And the trash talk comes from the fact that we are very confident about who we are as chefs, right? And it also comes from the fact that we deeply respect each other, right? And that, that this is all in fun. But we also want to win.
Yeah.
That's why we win, because we really want to win. So yeah, the competition, it runs deep.
You had said during our last chat that BBQ Brawl was one of the most emotional experiences you had on one of these shows because you are responsible for a team. I mean, what makes this show such a different type of competition.
I think you are, because you're so vested in your team, right? Like, this is the team that you've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the team who also has, in a way, chosen you, right? And that responsibility is huge, right? It's like sending your kids out in the world, and you know that they stumble, you know that they fall, and it hurts you when that happens, right? And you want to go, you want to run up and do everything for them, but you can't, right? So there's that helplessness of not being able to do that. And I think, I mean, this also was so, like, there was a time in this episode where I excused myself. I'm like, 10-1, which is like, which is production code for I need to go to the restroom, right? I went there and I cried.
You did.
I did.
Why?
Because there was this one moment where, there is this one chef who I think the world of, and the chef is absolutely incredible. And in my mind, there was this, like, I'm like, yeah, the chef's got it. But there were a couple of circumstances, a couple of people from outside who were very, there was a condescending note in the way they were approaching them. And it's something that I have felt, right? I have faced that, and I do not want anybody else to face that, right? And it was a moment for me where it really broke my heart that they were going through that experience, which, and there was nothing that I could do to control it other than just stand in between. So there were moments, right? But I think that's what makes for an incredible show, when you can be honest about the feelings, where you do not have to, you're happy, you're sad, you're sad. Tears are a part. This is a part of life. And the fact that, BBQ Brawl gives us that freedom to feel is huge, because it resonates with people. Like, I have people who come to the restaurant, we have those. I remember the first, last season, there was this one person, and when that person is leaving, I am crying. And Bobby came up to me, he's like, were you crying? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. I'm like, yep, it was a moment for me. And I was proud of what they did, and I was sad to see them go, but c'est la vie, this is life.
Yeah. I mean, what do you enjoy the most about that role of just kind of mentoring, some other chefs?
I love the fact that I can tell them things that they don't know. But the biggest thing is that, in the end of the day, I'm not teaching them anything which is groundbreaking. I'm not. I am just letting them see for themselves how incredible they are. I'm just letting them shine. They have their own light, right? I am not adding any more light to who they are. And I am just like, with people in the past who've let me just be me. That's what I'm letting them do. I'm not trying to mold them into somebody who they are not. And just be you, shine. I just want them to see what I am seeing, the spectacular people that they are. And that's basically what it is.
Oh, well, they're taking after their mentor, who is always just such a ray of sunshine, and we love watching you shine as well. And it's so fun that you have these two massive shows airing at the same time right now. You're just all over our TV screens. It's so fun.
I know. It's amazing. It's like I have so much to post, and I'm like, when do I do it now? Like, all my transformation videos, the befores, the after, the saber, the behind the scenes, the travel. There is so much.
You're so good at that too. You're so good at the makeup and wardrobe transformations. I love following you on Instagram. It's such a delight. It really is.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more game for you before we let you go. You might have heard of it before. Fork, marry, kill. So just if you need a refresher, here's how it works. Fork means fun night, one and done. Marry means you're locked in for life. You're ride or die forever food in this list. And kill means you have to get rid of it forever. It's out of your life forever. So here's the list. You got barbecue ribs, fried pickles, and Nashville hot chicken. Which one are you forking? Which one are you marrying? And which one are you getting rid of?
And I have to choose.
You do. You have to. That's part of the game. Sorry.
Ow, that's a tough one. Because I'm in Nashville, I have to say that. Marry the Nashville hot chicken.
Of course.
Uh, for the ribs,
Okay.
kill the pickles.
Kill the pickles. Okay. You're out on the pickles. Not because you don't like them, but because I made you.
Yeah, that's because I blame you for it.
Okay. You can blame me.
Yes,
That's
exactly. It's not my fault, guys. It's Jamie's. Blame her.
fine. Blame Jamie.
Don't send me messages. Yes. Send Jamie messages.
All of them. All of the. It's okay. I rarely open my DMs, so it's fine.
Smart.
All right. Now, even though you've been here before, we cannot let you go without asking you our signature question. What is the menu on your perfect food day? But because you've already answered this question a couple of times before, let's give it a theme. Let's give it the Nashville theme. So what would be on the menu for your perfect food day in Nashville? So there's still no rules in that, you know, you can go wherever, anybody can cook them for you. You can have, you know, people in your life that are no longer here share these meals with you, but we want to hear where you're going in Nashville for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert.
And I shouldn't be using my own restaurants, right? That would be really bad.
No, I was going to say you can absolutely maybe like sprinkle in one of your restaurants.
So, to me, a date and a food date is the same thing, right?
Okay.
It probably would start off by driving to Loveless Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm 5 minutes out, to call them and place an order for the biscuits with the peach preserve and extra butter.
Ooh.
So while I am driving to Biscuit Love, we would be putting the butter on the biscuits, and as they are melting, and a copious amount of peach preserve. So that is the amuse bouche.
Okay.
Right? Then we go to Biscuit Love and have the bonuts.
Okay. The bonuts? Okay.
The bonuts.
What's it? If anybody hasn't had them, what is the bonut?
Bonuts. Biscuit plus donuts. They got married and they had bonuts.
Perfect.
And it is served with this incredible lemon mascarpone, cream and a blackberry sauce under it. Oh, if you haven't had it, it's like, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Then we are hot chicken. Hot chicken, there are so many amazing places for hot chicken. So Baby Prince's or Hattie B's or, there are a lot of these places. So just go ahead and have some hot chicken. Word to the wise, do not get the cluck out. Do not do the hot. Stay at medium. That's hot enough.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. You don't want it to like blow out your palate for the rest of the day. You want to be able to actually taste the spice and the chicken, but medium. I like things spicy. I'm sure you do too. I'm fine with medium.
I am fine with medium too, because that medium and the medium is hot enough.
Yeah.
Then I would go to the cupcake collection and get a cupcake from there. They're absolutely incredible. Then I would probably go to Nolensville. Now, Nolensville has a lot of really ethnic, restaurants. So there is a restaurant called Edisa, which has got this incredible, Middle Eastern food. Their pitas are just spectacular. That is right opposite the zoo. So maybe eat that, because by this time you would be so full. Go and walk around the zoo.
You need to get some steps in. Yeah.
Yes, walk around the zoo. Then right over there is King Tut's, which has Egyptian food. It's incredible. There are a lot of Indian, like there is a Indian chaat place. Go over there. Surti, that's the name of the place. And then there is also this really cool hot pot place, which I've completely forgotten the name, but it's all on Nolensville. Nolensville, you walk into any place, you will not go wrong. There is the King of Kebabs, which again, great kebabs. By this time, we are already 50 pounds heavier.
I love it.
Which is, this is it. What else? The ice cream places are incredible.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I would probably finish by, there is an Indian grocery and it's got this place along with this, which is called Chai Samosa. And have like, there's onion samosas. Their chais are amazing, and pack some Hyderabadi biryani. and come home and put on Bollywood and eat it and just like reminisce about the gluttonous day you've had.
I hope everybody was taking notes, especially if you have a trip to Nashville coming up, because I think you just gave them their entire itinerary for at least one day.
See, this is what I need to do. I should start food tours right over here.
Oh my gosh, people would be lining up. That would no, that sounds like an absolutely epic food day in Nashville. I could not think of a better guest to kick off, to christen our video version of Food Network Obsessed. Maneet, you are always such a delight. Thank you so much for the time, and can't wait to see the finales of both your big shows right now.
Oh, it's gonna be so epic. So epic. Lot of twists, lot of turns, and lot of heart.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank
You are always a delight. We love having you. You are welcome back anytime, and you can bring the champagne.
It's a deal.
And just a reminder, you can catch Chopped Castaways on Food Network, and of course, watch Maneet across Tournament of Champions, BBQ Brawl, and so much more. Thanks so much for listening and for watching. You can follow Food Network Obsessed wherever you get your podcasts, and now wherever you watch them as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'll catch you foodies next time.